So if I can sum up how crazy the start to this Premier League season has been, ourselves, Leeds and West Ham United are all in the top 4. Utter madness. Hello there and welcome to episode 3 of Let's Go Villa. I'm Stu, thank you very much for joining me in today's video where we're going to be playing against Manchester City and Leicester and see whether we can stay in the top 4, because the fact that we're in the top 4 is absolutely mind-blowing to me. If that sounds like good fun to you, please do leave a like on the video and subscribe to the channel so you never miss any lovely football content from yours truly. I nearly tripped over my words then. I'm so staggered by this start. I've taken friendlies out so you can just see how we've been doing. Up until the last game against Brighton, we were unbeaten. Yep. I don't understand it. We've been very, very good. Now, it is worth pointing out that we played the first couple of games. You guys saw those. We then had a mad game against Preston in the EFL Cup. We did rotate quite a bit for this one, but even then, we had to bring on a few players who were first team ready. A draw against Brentford was a bit of a concern because we just looked a little bit toothless. And then we struggled against Newcastle and Southampton. And I know those don't look like we struggled, but it was a grind in both of these games. And we were giving up possession. We were giving up ability. Like, it was weird. It was weird. So halfway through the Southampton game, we actually switched to the diamonds that we were talking about. We had different systems. We were committed to the offset 4-3-3. We've been that off. We've gone to a diamond. And ever since, it's looked pretty good. I mean, look at the results against United and Tottenham. We have no right to be beating those two teams, and yet 4-3 against United, 3-2 against Tottenham, both of them at Villa Park. It is worth pointing out they were home games, but getting through them. Danny Ings, by the way. Danny Ings. We saw him score hat-tricks in the first 2 games, then scored in the next game. No one scored in the game after that. Didn't really play well in the next couple of games, then scored another hat-trick because it's Danny Ings. Then hasn't really done anything up until the last game against Ipswich, which was the winning goal in the 89th minute. The fact that we needed a winning goal in the 89th minute was a bit of a concern, if I'm honest. But then we did struggle against Brighton. It is worth pointing out, actually, against Brighton and against Everton, there might be another one somewhere in there. Emi Martinez, 2 penalty saves. All is forgiven Emmy. But all of that leaves the table looking like this. And as you can see, we're currently second, which is utterly mind-blowing. And if we somehow beat our opponents today, I doubt it very much, we would end up back top of the table. Yeah, back top of the table. Because up until now, we have been top. Again, that one loss is baffling to me. It genuinely is. And if you look here as well, we have snatched some games from the jaws of defeat. Yes, we battered Arsenal, but I'm fairly confident. We came from behind, I think, in this game. Yeah, we did. Kiefer Moore scored first. In the game against Ipswich, but we didn't come from behind, actually. They scored first, which is a bit frustrating to my argument. But Manchester United, they scored first. Spurs, they scored second. Okay, never mind. But they then scored after that, and we were behind. So we have been comeback kings. Comeback FC. If you watch the West Ham save, I'll try and remember to link it up there, you'll remember me dubbing the squad Comeback FC, and that is very much what it's felt like at the moment. In terms of transfers, we did actually make one transfer on deadline day, which I nearly forgot. And it was just for a little bit of cover, and it was Brian Gill. Brought him in on loan from Tottenham Hotspur. He's not going to play a lot of football, but he is going to play. And the best bit is, the contract is on. As long as we play him once a month, we don't have to worry about this fee here, which is good because the money situation isn't great at the moment. We are having to pay his wages. It was frustrating trying to bring someone in, and I eventually just kind of bottled it and just decided, let's just bring someone in, and if we have to pay, we have to pay. We did let Jed Steer go on deadline day, out on loan. We also let Kane Kessler-Hayden go as well. I don't know whether you saw that Freddie Gilbert went to Lyon. You did actually, ignore that, I remember now. But the finances at the club at the moment ain't good. It says secure at the top, so I'm not too worried at the moment, but that is not good to me, and the balance only gets worse. But apparently at the end of the 23-24 season, it gets better. So I assume we'll have paid off a lot of the transfer debt that we have. Again, £100 million of transfer debt. Net debt's £112 million. All of those are concerns. But we're not worried about that because we're doing well in the league so far. And this is the 11 that's going to be going up against Manchester City. And Manchester City, by the way, that apparently, and I can't show you it because it was on the previous screen, apparently have Erling Haaland playing as a false 9. I don't know a lot about football. that doesn't seem to play to his strengths. But what do I know? Maybe Pep Guardiola on FM22 knows something I don't. But this is the 11 we're going to be using to try and beat a false 9 Erling Haaland Manchester City. It's Martinez in goal, Cash, Diego Carlos, Konsa and Augustinson in defence, Kamara, Coutinho, McGinn and Buendia as the diamonds, as previously mentioned, and Ings and Watkins as the 2 up front. I really wanted the system with at least one winger, but we've gone with this. It's worked so far. I don't know if it's going to continue working, but we're going to see how we do. One frustrating thing in the last game, Lucas Digne has been one of our best players. He is suspended for this game. Both Jacob Ramsey and Morgan Sanson both played in the under-23s. I kind of missed that out. Although, to be honest, Ramsey's not been that good and we've not been playing Morgan Sanson anyway. So, we'll see what we can do. Let's go. The results against Spurs and United have definitely given me confidence that this team can compete against some of the bigger clubs in the league. But I feel like Manchester City, although, to be fair, they've not had the best of starts this season, probably because they're playing Erling Haaland as a false 9. You watched have changed it now, and we'll have a look in a bit, and he won't be there at all. Oh, it's a free kick on the edge of the area. We all know what these usually end up being. Yeah, I've said it before. A free kick in that position, in a highlight, it's more accurate than a penalty at times. And again, Emi Martinez, he's saved a few penalties this season so far. He's not saving that. No goalkeeper in the game is saving that. And we go down in the 15th minute to a... I mean, I don't mind if they batter us. Erling Haaland's playing as an advanced forward, by the way. And he's just gone to a false 9. I tell you what, Pep is just confusing our back line. No wonder they can't keep up. It's frustrating because if they just outplay us, it's fine. But if they're going to get a goal from something like that, it is a little bit frustrating because, again, it's like giving away a penalty with those free kicks. They are overpowered. I don't know whether that will change in FM23. It might, and they might end up overpowering something else accidentally, which, you know, I'm not having to go at anyone who develops the game at all there. It is what it is. Every game's going to have its exploits. Those free kicks, although you can't really judge when you get them, are definitely one of them if you've got a good free kick taker in the squad, which obviously Manchester City do, because it's Manchester City. They'll just buy one. Grealish is in. Oh, this will hurt a little bit. It will. It will. He doesn't celebrate, though. My man. My man. It is 2-0 to Manchester City. The bubble we had at the beginning of the season has burst. Again, it's been a weird one. Seeing Leeds at the top of the table, seeing West Ham up and about there as well before this game, it's been pretty nuts, I have to say. But we have not started well here. I've just realised Diego Carlos and Ezri Konsa are very much the wrong way round. I don't really understand why they are, but clearly one of them likes to play on the right, one of them likes to play on the left. Stu, maybe you need to pay attention to things like that, because maybe, just maybe, that could have helped in some way. Probably not. I think Man City probably would have found a way around that tactical masterclass, but... oh, God. It's not gone well, has it? It's not gone well. We're going to shout at them a little bit. We're just going to, yeah... shout. Shouty, 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 shout. Shouty, shouty, shouty. Right. Is there anything we can do at half-time? Because they are just walking all over us at the moment. I mean, Matty Cash is having the worst game of his career. Here's what we're doing. We're taking him off because he's had a shocker. Danny Ings has not had a good one, which has been a trend. When he has not been scoring, he's really not been playing well. Tyrone Mings is going to come on, which I'm not sure is the right decision, but we're doing it anyway. Coutinho's had a shocker. McGinn's been okay. Buendia's not played well. So Buendia is going to come off, actually. But tell you what we're going to do. Coutinho's going to go up to here, and we're going to bring Douglas Luiz on. Douglas Luiz is actually going to come on as a Mazzala. And we're going to have Coutinho be an advanced playmaker on attack. And we'll see whether he can do something there. I don't really get on with Coutinho in an attacking midfield role. Or at least I didn't in Parma. But maybe it'll be different here. Probably not. Let's be completely honest. Get out there and make a difference. Because obviously that's something you can do. Right. We're going to demand more. Let's see what we can do, shall we? Come on, boys. Right. Konsa. We're building from the back. Maybe building from the back against Manchester City wasn't a good idea. And I don't really understand what that ball was, if I'm being honest. I don't really understand what that ball was. Right, Pavard. I've signed Pavard as well. It was utterly ridiculous. What a ball that is from Douglas Luiz, though. Oh, and he just can't get it past the goalkeeper. It's a great opportunity. And Ollie Watkins, and we know he's got a good goal in him or two. Just can't get it past the goalkeeper. Ezri Konsa's there, and there was no one on the far post because we had an extra man by the corner taker. If it was on the other side, there would have been someone there. That is heartbreaking because that's on me. That's 100% on me. But we are definitely turning up in this half. I mean, we're not far away from me changing. You know what? We're doing it. We're doing it. We've got a slightly more aggressive tactic, which we sometimes go to, and it does sometimes work. And we're going to go to it and just see what we can do. Maybe we don't do anything, but it is pretty much an all or nothing tactic. We have got 2 defenders and 2 proper wing backs with a defensive midfielder just trying to hold things down. It's not a very defensively solid tactic, but it's clearly working because Ollie Watkins has just equalised for us. No, he hasn't. It's 2. I forgot they scored. Oh, I forgot they scored the second. I forgot it was Jack Grealish. Well, we've got one back, and you know what? It makes it look good in front of the home crowd. We've scored a goal against the mighty Manchester City. It's what you get when you play Erling Haaland as a false 9, who's not been in this game. Oh, what have I done there? He's not been in this game at all, by the way, Erling Haaland. He's been absolutely shocking for them. I mean, he's up there playing as a false 9. I do not understand it. Right, we've done really well to come back into this game. What can we do? Coutinho's continued to have a shocker, so we're going to have to do something. And Brian Gill is not really the man I want to bring on, but he's the only one on the bench, which is not ideal, if I'm honest. I mean, Leon Bailey can't really... Can he play there? He can kind of play... Do you know what? Leon Bailey can come on. Yeah, sure. Why not? And then for my final trick, because I do think I've only got one left, Danny Ings has not had a good game. I mean, I don't really want to bring Cameron Archer on, if I'm being completely honest, but I don't really know what else to do. I mean, John McGinn would be the other obvious one. Tell you what we're going to do. Brian Gill is going to come on. And Leon Bailey, we've been training him to play as a pressing forward because without wingers, he's pretty much useless. But I feel like he does a good job as a pressing forward. So he's going to go there. We're going to keep John McGinn on and just hope he doesn't combust or something like that. Just praise the boys and ask them to make a difference. And we're just going to demand a bit more because we've done really well to come back into this game. And I say come back into it, I mean we've scored a goal against them. That's coming back into it, surely. Oh, we didn't get the corner. Okay, it looks like Foden has either come on or moved, and I would imagine that means Erling Haaland is no longer on the pitch, which, I mean, I was really worried about coming up against him because it's Erling Haaland. And, oh, Tyrone. I mean, that's all Tyrone Mings. And any potential of getting anything out of this game is complete. I mean, what is he doing? He's playing as the centre-back. I know we've got... 3-1. Oh, that's so annoying. Right. Berating Tyrone, because that was all his fault. All his fault. And, I mean, Bailey's never going to win now. But Brian Gill with the ball, trying to get it to Leon Bailey. It's a terrible attempt at a pass from Brian Gill. I don't like that. I don't like that at all. And all of a sudden, I mean, Ashley Young with a weird header backwards. Young has been all right. He's had a few bad games, but every now and then, especially when we've gone with the 2 wing-backs, he's been very, very good. And Leon Bailey might have the pace to break free here. And Leon Bailey, I tell you what. I tell you what. Leon Bailey might have just given us a bit of a lifeline. It's 3-2 to City. And we've got the best part of 8 minutes to go and try and get an equaliser. Game on. Hopefully. Probably not, let's be honest. Right. Oh, I've paused on the highlight. That's not ideal, but let's have a look. What was I going to do? I can't remember what I was going to do. I mean, I'm playing quite narrow. I'm going to keep it at that because it's working at the moment. I'm not going to do anything else. We're going to hit early crosses. We're going to try and use the pace of Watkins and Bailey to get behind them. And what? Anything else we can do? I mean, I might... Let's push the lines up. We're just going to push the lines up. And I just want to double check as well. Are you guys doing what I'm asking you to do? You are closing down less. I want you to hold... You're on hold position. What were you doing? Right, okay. Tyrone. Fewer risks. Hold position. Don't press as much. I'm asking you very simple things here. And you can take fewer risks as well because I don't trust you either. Right, that'll do. And the highlight ends because I paused on it. Right, we're going to encourage the boys. Come on, lads. Come on. Anything we can do. We're going to go expressive. We're not going to play out. We're just going to launch the ball. In fact, that's what we're going to do. Take long kicks. Get the ball over. We've got 2 pacey boys up front. Let's get the ball to them. We've got a highlight. Leon Bailey's in. Tyrone Mings gets it to him. Leon Bailey with the... Leon Bailey with the chip. The highlight's still going. Watkins is in. Oh, it's a save from Edison, but it's offside. Oh, my word. I mean, that's game over. But what a chance at the end. Leon Bailey and Ollie Watkins both having huge chances, neither of them taking them. And that is the game. It's 3-2 to Manchester City. Entertainment value, absolutely. We come back twice to try and get back in. We end up actually being the better team, which is ridiculous to say with this Manchester City team. I mean, Erling Haaland, what? Erling who? Erling who? It was shocking. It was absolutely shocking. He's the top goal scorer in the league. It's absolutely obscene. That means we remain second. It's fine. Everything's fine. If we're second after that, everything is fine. Right, we're going to come back for the next game, which is the Leicester one. It is away from home, I think. Yes, it is at the King Power, so it's probably going to be another struggle, to be honest with you. But we're going to give it our best anyway. Tyrone Mings is suspended, apparently, because he went and did a silly. Yeah, very much suspended. But Lucas Digne is not, so he's going straight back in the team, even though Augustinsson did a good job. But we need to do something a little bit different in the next game, because I would quite like us not to go on a losing run. 2 in a row, that's enough for me. Right, I'm going to accelerate forward. We'll get to the Leicester game, and let's see if we can pick up some points and stop the rot before it sets in. Hopefully. Well, I think I'm just about over that Manchester City game, but we are back for the game against Leicester. Nothing has happened really in between the two games, so we are just going to get into it and see what happens. The one missing thing we do have is Tyrone Mings. Because he got a yellow card in the last game, he is going to miss it. Also, he's going to miss it anyway, I think, to be honest with you. Spurs are interested in him. That's for another day. But this is the 11 we're going to be using, so hopefully get 3 points against Leicester. That would be lovely to get us back on track. It is Martinez in goal, Cash, Diego Carlos, Constant and Digne in defence, Kamara, Coutinho, McGinn and Buendia in the midfield with Watkins and Ings up front. Not many changes, 1 or 2, but I do think they are going to help us in this game against Leicester. So, without any further ado, let's go. Leicester in real life not have real life. Leicester in real life not having the best of. I can't speak. My words, Stu. Get it together. They're not having a good time, is what I'm trying to say. Brendan Rodgers under all kinds of pressure in real life. I don't know quite where they are in the table. When the table next comes up, we will have a quick check. Munir trying to bend the ball in. We did look at the potential of signing Munir in the transfer window. It would have only been on a loan. We weren't looking to get any permanent players in, and the opportunity just wasn't there to get him in. It's annoying because they didn't pay a lot for him. Leicester in 7th place, so doing significantly better in this universe than they are in real life. But yeah, we really struggled to try and get Munir in. It wouldn't have cost us a lot of money, so I do kind of regret not spending the pennies while we have them. I mean, we still do have a bit of a transfer budget, so it's not like it would be unreasonable for us to buy someone in January. I just worry about the balance at the club. Buendia's in here, and Buendia has scored. Lucas Digne with the assist. We were missing him in the game against Manchester City, although I do have to say Augustinsson did cover very well for him, in my opinion, very well indeed. But McGinn gets the ball over to Ollie Watkins. Ollie Watkins gets it out wide to Digne, and Digne just finds the ball perfectly for Buendia. He's doing that really well in that attacking midfield role, playing as an attacking midfielder on attack, all of the attack, and he is doing really well. I did initially want him to be a playmaker and have the position where Coutinho is as the playmaker be more of a central midfielder on attack or a Mazzala role, but actually it's worked out better like this. Now, Coutinho has struggled for form a little bit. He's been all right at times, but actually he worked as the attacking playmaker. That would have been really frustrating. He's worked as the attacking playmaker in the 4-3-3, the offset 4-3-3, and in this he has struggled a little bit, but he's got the quality to come good still. What we might do in the end is turn him to a deep line playmaker on support. We know he can do that role, so, wow, I say we know he can do that role. I think he can based on the Parma save. The Parma save is not the be-all and end-all. We've got a lot of yellow cards. We do need to tell the players they need to calm themselves down, so we'll say that one, but also we need to have a chat with these boys. I'm very aware that Digne got himself sent off before, so we do need to monitor it, and I actually think because of the amount that we've got, we are going to move things around. Coutinho has had a shocker, so I do think we're going to have a word with him. We're going to change Douglas Luiz to a deep line playmaker on support. Cash is going to come off for Ashley Young as well. And I might make a third change as well. I don't really want to take Wendy off, so we might take Diego Carlos off as well as his... No, do you know what? We can't. I mean, we could, but we're not going to. Marvelous Nakamura is going to come on for Kamara, actually. We're going to do that. So they're the 3 changes that we're going to make. It's a bit excessive, but I want to make them just because... in the nicest way. No, No, that's fine. In the nicest way, I don't want to get anyone sent off again. And I do worry now because normally I'll tell players to calm down and we won't have any problems. I did that in the game that Digne got sent off in. I don't really want to risk it. I don't really want any more red cards, and that would have been frustrating, especially if it was Munir. That would have been really frustrating. We are going to demand a bit more from the boys. I would like a second goal just to kill the game off. That would be perfect. If we could get Danny Ings a goal from open play, that would be lovely. Digne heads clear, only as far as Ricardo Pereira. Hopefully he's going to go out and challenge him over there. Tries to, but ball goes into Tielemans. Tielemans would be a... Oh, damn it, Vardy. No, Munir. No, keep it in. Oh, well defended, boys. And we get it to Watkins, but Watkins can't do anything. Leicester putting all the pressure on us at the moment, which is a bit frustrating. I would like us to get the ball and keep it, but we've given away a sloppy penalty. Ezri Konsa. Ezri Konsa. We had this in the Coventry save earlier in the season. We were giving away silly goals and penalties, and I'm really concerned that that is what we've just done. I mean, I rarely see this not turn into a penalty. He's gone and ran over at the little telly to have a look at it. I don't really know what Konsa's meant to have done, and it is a penalty. Now, can Martinez step up like he has in the last couple of occasions where he's had penalties to face? Can he step up, and can he save it? No. Simple answer to that. No, he can't. 6th goal of the season for Jamie Vardy. And it is all level at the King Power. And to be fair, when you consider where Leicester are in the table, I mean, they've dropped down to 9th. They were up here a while ago. I'm assuming that's because other teams are... No, actually, it's just because we were winning. I'm assuming that that's probably a fair result, to be honest with you. We are having some shocking performances. I mean, John McGinn as the captain should be utterly ashamed of himself. The problem is, I didn't put Jacob Ramsey on the bench. And I meant to as well. Right, we're just going to have to shout at him. We're just going to have to shout at him and tell him he's got to step things up. Ashley Younger's not been good since he's come on, which is really... Oh, man. We're not doing well here, I've got to say. We're not doing well. Right. I know it's a little bit of a weird one, but we are going to go to this formation. We're not going to have Douglas Luiz on that. We're actually going to have him to be an advanced playmaker again. And we're just going to see whether we can just put the pressure on them. Because at the moment, it's frustrating me how they are currently dominating the game, and they are dominating the game. We're going to do that as well and try and force the issue a little bit. And we're just going to demand a bit more from the boys. They have been the better team. Let's be clear about this. They have absolutely been the better team. And with players like Maddison, Tielemans, Munir, Barnes, Vardy, Justin, Pereira, they've still got Fofana in this universe. With all of those players in there, it doesn't surprise me in the slightest that we are struggling to get past them. It doesn't mean it's not frustrating in any way, though, to be honest with you. I don't know if that's my final substitution, actually. Let's have a check. 1, 2, 3, 4. I think we might have one left. So let's make one more. They've gone defensive, which I like to see. I like to see that we've changed their shape just by changing things. Right, I think Leon Bailey's going to come on. He's going to come on for Ollie Watkins, and we'll see whether he can do something. And let's just try and force the issue. I mean, a point is not the end of the world. My preference is just to avoid defeat. But I do feel like we've been a little bit disappointing in this game. Right, Bailey's out wide where he's natural. Gets it into Nakamba. Nakamba to Digne. Digne went for the wild. He didn't get it. Managed to get the ball ahead of Ndidi. And Digne whips it in. And Danny Ings might have just stolen it in the first minute of added time. The referee is checking it. He's listening to the little voice in his ear. Oh, my word. Danny Ings thought he'd won it. He's miles off. I should have seen that, really. He's absolutely miles off. And I mean, I know this never works. But we are just going to force things in the last couple of minutes. Spoils shared at the King Power. That is not the end of the world. That is not a terrible result. Leicester still have a decent squad. I mean, the fact they're playing as badly as they are in real life is just one of those great mysteries. But there's some concerning performances out there. John McGinn, to be fair, I mean, I mentioned his name before. Let's have a quick nose at him. John McGinn hasn't had a good season so far, and I am a bit concerned by his lack of his lack of form, really. At 6.97, I would expect him to be doing a little bit better than that, to be honest. I mean, maybe I'm being a bit harsh on him, but actually, I am going to fine him. I'm going to fine him a day's wage, and we are going to chat with him, and we are going to tell him, recent form, not good enough. Not good enough, John. Sort it out. But in the grand scheme of things, we've done all right, actually. Yeah, we started off a lot better. We were absolutely dominating, and we've had our second loss of the season in this game. But the fact that we're Villa and that we've won 8, drawn 2, lost 2 after the first 12 games is utterly ridiculous, quite frankly, and I'm actually delighted with that as a start. My one concern is we've just gone loss, draw. My concern is this the start of a really bad run? We've got top of the table Leeds United coming up. Then we've got Fulham, which should be okay. Then we've got Liverpool, Nottingham Forest, which you would imagine would be okay. Then we've got Leicester in the EFL quarter-final, which I would have thought would have been okay. But after that game, I'm not sure, but it is at home. Then we've got Wolves. That's going to be tough. United again. Chelsea. Arsenal. I should point out when we beat United, by the way, that was the EFL Cup third round. So that is actually the first league game of the season against them. So, it could be an interesting one. Right, we will be back. I think we're going to play through December. I think we're going to play through January. We'll come back at the beginning of February for some of these games here. So we'll just go all the way through and we'll see if we do any business in January. We'll see what the state of the club is at that point. And again, we'll try and get the season done, I think, in 6 episodes. I think that makes the most sense. So next time we come back, we're looking at this period. We'll definitely do the West Ham game. It's just whether we do the Crystal Palace game or the Wolves game. I'll decide at the time and we'll see how we're doing after that block of games. I'm not going to lie, I'm less confident than I was at the start of this episode that we're going to do well this season. So, fingers crossed, this is a bit of a blip. Or I'll be sacked around Christmas. One or the other. Thank you very much for watching. If you have enjoyed, please do leave a like on the video. And subscribe to the channel so you never miss out on any lovely FM content from yours truly. I've been Stubo, you guys have been awesome. And I will see you in that next video. Cheers.